Hey there, I'm glad if you're watching this. It's great that you have made it this far in the course. And in this lecture, actually throughout the next few lectures, you'll learn how to scrap data from this website. So this is a real estate website, and what it does, it lists properties for sale or for rent. So basically, let's say Rock Springs. There are actually a few Rock Springs there, so let's say Wyoming, Rock Springs in Wyoming. So we are looking for some properties there. In Wyoming, and it says it found 28 listings, so it's quite a small city, small town. So the idea is that you learn how to scrap data of each of these properties, so which can be price, you have the address there, and the number of beds that the property has, and all baths and so on. And you also get the square feet of the properties if that is available. Some properties don't have that, so we have to count for that too. And also you will scrap data from multiple pages. So we have 10 properties here in this first page, and then in the next page we have 10 other, and then in the third last page we have the rest, which should be 8, so 28 in total. Now normally I assume that you know about the requests and the beautiful soup libraries. So you should have taken the previous lectures where we scrapped data from a simple web page, so that was a trivial example. And I believe after that example, you end up with that, now what? So for that reason, I'd want you to learn how to scrap some real data. So this is one of the real world programs that we are building in this course. And in the script that we are about to write, you'll face some real programming issues there, which is very important to build up your skills, your Python skills. Just one issue. Before scrapping data from a website, it's good to read the data policies of that website. So they may have some policies against using or getting their data. I'm using this for educational purposes, so I believe you'll be doing the same. So that shouldn't be a problem. So let's go ahead and write that program. And I'll be using the Jupyter notebook. I suggest you do the same. So this will create a Jupyter notebook file. So I'm using Python 3. Call this Century 21. Great. So you now know that the very first thing you want to do when writing a program is maybe import the libraries that you'll be using. So you'll be using requests and beautiful soup. So from BC4 import. Great. Now go to the next line, and let's go back to the website. So now the first thing you may want to think about is how do we load the source code of the web pages. Now actually this is a bit complicated. I mean, not much complicated, but it's different from the static web page that we scrapped in the previous lectures. So here we have we are going to be scrapping 3 pages, as I said, and the good thing is that every one of these pages has a unique URL. So when you are in the main page here, you see the URL is just plain simple. But then when you search a place, so look at the URL now. When I search, the URL will change. So it went to real estate, Rock Springs, and Wyoming. So this is the string, so for the place that you search, Rock Springs and WY. And you also got something else here that you need to be aware of. So the idea is that now you get this URL, So first we'll be scrapping the first page only, and once we grab that, then we think about the next pages. So let's because the next pages are the same, so the structure is the same, but we'll just be writing a loop to iterate through the next pages. So let's go ahead and load the first page. Let's say requests.get. Here's the URL. And we want the content of this request object. So r.content. And let's print it out, so a simple test there. Alright, so my internet connection is working. That's all we know about this code, because we can't read it. So what we want to do is go to the next cell and make that code more readable. So we need to use a beautiful soup library here. C and the parser, which is HTML parser. And maybe print out soup.prettify. Well, let's see. So this is the page. Sometimes you may get kicked out of the web page, so you may want to make sure that the page has loaded correctly. So maybe I could go here and search for something. So Winchester. I'll search for Winchester here. Yeah, so the page seems to have loaded correctly. And we don't need the prettify there, so let me clean the notebook there. So we were able to load the page correctly with requests. And now what is next? Well, next is we need to understand the structure of the web page. So we need to use the inspect tool in our browser, and we'll do that in the next lecture. So see you.